What's up, guys? So Archeage 2.9 has launched in Korea, and sadly there is no new races in there. There are some cool features. A lot of it has to revolve around the castles in Aurora. You may have seen the video, the promotional hype video that they released. It looks pretty cool. So you can see here in the background, this is the page, the web page for the Korean 2.9 information. And translations have come out, so castles are going to get an upgrade. You're going to start building bigger and better castles with more like kind of land and more buildings around, more functionality. And overall, the castle's owners are going to be fighting against one another. So the guild owner, whoever owns that guild that owns the castle, is going to be in a big competition between the other castle owners. And they're going to be fighting and vying for this dragon pet. One person in the entire server is going to be able to own and claim this pet every 30 days. So it's going to go to the best castle on the best server. We do not know much more information other than that. You can see here's another look at some of the castle upgrades. They say it's going to be harder to build a castle. Who knows what that is going to mean or entail, as currently there are castles that are already built in game. And yeah, if it's going to be harder to build a castle, does it mean that those players that have already built castles, that own a castle, already have a huge advantage on this with, you know, potentially mat costs and things like that increasing to build a castle? We don't really fully know this yet. You can see there's also going to be new structures, new buildings. Not much information has come out here. There is like a dragon house, it looks like, over here. There's new costumes that you get for being a castle owner. There's also kind of like a new storage house. In 2.9, there is an increased inventory slots. So we go from now having 100 inventory slots to having the ability to have 150. Another great way for them to increase their revenue by selling more inventory slots. This right here, I believe, touches on the castle ownership and fighting for who is in control. And it goes in showing off the dragon here. There's also a brand new world boss and a new zone or so. Then the big point of 2.9 is the obsidian tier 7 armor has been released. So we'll have more information about obsidian tier 7 very, very soon as more translations come out of Korea, as this just got released in Korea over the last couple days. Of course, skill balances are being tweaked and changed. Interesting enough that defense skill has got a kind of a buff overall, when a lot of players in North America feel that defense skill tree is just grossly overpowered currently. There's also a new matchmaking system for the arenas. So the arenas are going to get quite an overhaul in 2.5, which we do not have yet. There's going to be gear balanced arenas where your gear does not matter. Supposedly in Korea and Russia, there's a limited amount of times that you can go into these arena per day. And you can actually, I believe, purchase more times to go into there. And so there's going to be different kind of arena and balancing. This new arena balancing for 2.9 has kind of gear score balances. So players that are right around the 5,000 gear score will fight other players that have gear scores similar to them around the 5,000 gear score. And as you progress and as you get victories and win, pull together like a winning streak, you're going to be matched up against other players that potentially have done the same kind of thing with a winning streak or have a little bit higher gear score. If you go on a losing streak, you will potentially be matched up with players that have a lower gear score or have been on a losing streak as well. The obsidian tier 7 can be crafted into 4 different systems. So if you have, currently there's 2 different branches of obsidian. When you go to tier 7, you're going to make 4 choices. So you're going to be able to choose between one of 4 different variations. So it should appeal to pretty much everyone and anyone, regardless of which obsidian weapon that you picked prior, which path you went prior. Again, more costumes and outfits and things like that, more emotes. The inventory slots are going up, increasing again, as I said, from 100 to 150. There's also the new refined Tier 3 lunagems So we currently have Tier 1 and Tier 2 in North America. We got this a little bit earlier than Korea. They're getting the Tier 3 refined lunagems in 2.9 here. So you can see we're going to soon get Tier 3 lunagems, and if anything is similar, the materials that are going to be needed are going to be just like the same. So a bunch of hammers, 3 of the basic lunagem. So if you're looking for the Tier 3 one, you're going to need 3 Tier 3 lunagems, some hammers, some sapphires or some rubies, and then combine them together to make a refined lunagem that cannot break all the other gems in your socketing thing when you attempt. So currently these are some of the basic, these are Tier 3 lunagems. He's successfully socketed 3 on here, and now for the 4th slot, since he does not want to break all of his lunagems in his armor, he's going to use a refined one. So if the refined one does fail, it does have a chance to fail, just like normal. It will just blow itself up. It will not blow up all of the lunagems. So that change is coming to Korea in 2.9. We've actually got that change a little bit earlier here in North America and EU. So a great, great change. And overall, this is the storage, the warehouse one. People are assuming that it already comes with built-in storage chests in there. Again, we don't know complete information on this. As more information comes out, we will touch on this as it is available. But yeah, so there's some more buildings. It looks to be a 8x8 as well. So you can see it's a lot smaller than other houses over there. It does not appear to be a 16x16. So it looks like we may actually have a new 8x8 building that could actually be useful rather than the current 8x8s that we don't have. They're going to be releasing more housings. So the Harani mansions are available. There's also beds and windows. It's customization to your housing. You're going to be able to put ladders, I've heard, as well. You're going to be able to put doors and windows in your houses. So the housing customization is getting a huge, huge increase in 2.9. These are some of the greatest things about Archeage, is the housing customization. This is the main selling point, in my opinion, for Archeage, is just what you can do with your house. The sandbox nature of having a house. And then there is more islands being added to the open seas, more housing zones specifically out in the world. So they said adding, random islands out in the world that you can live on. And of course, there is the infamous treehouse over there, as you can see. It does appear that there may be additional tree houses, as currently there's 3 different variations of tree houses, and I'm not familiar with that actual particular looking tree house over there. So there is, like I said, 3 tree houses. One is kind of a bare, only branch tree house. One is like a cherry tree house, and then the other is an aspen tree house. This one over here, it does not kind of look like any of those that we've seen, so maybe there is a new treehouse on the horizon. I have not heard anything in this specific patch, but yeah, the treehouses are cool. And ocean and island housing zones, it's just, this is one of the best things about Archeage. Having a private island to yourself, definitely very, very cool. And that's about it for 2.9. So again, it is actually content light. It is not very much new content to be added to the game, surprisingly. Hopefully, they get their act together with 3.0 and release a lot of new content with the new races that have been rumored to appear. There's supposedly a lot of new races potentially in the works, and there's new zones that just need to be unlocked for the new races. So yeah, so 2.9 is, to me, a little disappointing, actually. But overall, we'll see how it actually works out.